75 years ago, community leaders here in South Florida took matters into their own hands to help children suffering with the disabling impact of the polio epidemic. It was a time when children with disabilities were marginalized, even stigmatized. Families found themselves with nowhere to turn when they needed help the most. In 1942, they rented a church basement and founded what was then called the Crippled Children's Society. Because of the compassionate and generous support of a few, these families were able to turn to the society. Children and families who had no hope found focused and individualized care. For the past 75 years, that support has truly and profoundly changed the life trajectory for children living with disabilities, a gift, their parents say, that can never be repaid.
I've been to a lot of programs in Miami-Dade, and this program is so outstanding. There's not really even one I can compare it to.
Board members, parents, and outstanding community leaders continue the spirit of generosity and support. Decades of donations and outstanding board leadership has allowed us to expand our mission to help people of all ages overcome or minimize the impact of disabilities on daily life. Today, Easterseals South Florida is an indispensable resource for South Florida families. We have served tens of thousands of children, adults, and families who face the challenges of living with a disability or in disadvantage. When a child receives a disability diagnosis or a senior receives an Alzheimer's diagnosis, everything changes not only for that individual, but for their entire family, forever.
When I got the diagnosis, Robert disappeared, and then a label appeared, autism.
He was repeating his conversations over and over like he'd never said them before, and also getting lost.
When families are working to care for a loved one with a disability, the truth is that the whole family needs support.
We all know that Miami is a community with great need. And we also know that in order to close the gap between the cost of providing these programs that are so needed in this community and what the families who need those services can afford, it's the community leaders and contributions and support from the community that close that gap.
Easterseals South Florida programs are need blind. We serve families regardless of their ability to pay. We do not want families to go unserved because they lack the financial resources to get the interventions, care, and supports they need. We want every child to reach his or her full potential and every adult living with Alzheimer's to live the fullest and most dignified life possible. We are driven by a passion to deliver on these ideals for each family we serve, which is why we devoted 92 cents of every dollar spent to programs and services in fiscal year 2016. Easterseals South Florida brings support, hope, and joy into people's lives, and we thank our supporters who have made our work possible in this community. Where would these families be without Easterseals South Florida?